Hello there, everyone. If you didn't know, EVO Japan happened this weekend, and if you don't know what EVO Japan is, it is one of the biggest fighting game tournaments in the world, during which I spent the majority of my time searching for as much footage that I could find of the upcoming League of Legends fighting game and also the upcoming Hunter x Hunter fighting game, because both of those fighting games had playable demos at this year's EVO Japan. And while I was scouring for as much footage of those two games as I could find, I also happened upon something else, something that I did not even know about, and I am so upset that I did not know about this until now. And I will just show you guys the thing I saw, and then I'll explain a little bit of context that I discovered after doing a little bit of digging, which is this video right here. It was actually an off-screen recording that I saw, but I went ahead and found the actual upload so you guys can see it in better quality. So watch this. Iron Saga versus. Okay. Getter Robo. And it's a fighting game. Changing into Getter 2. Also, he's beating up on Mazinger Z also. So it's not just Getter Robo in here. Jump in. A guard point maybe. An air dash. Corner combo. Did some kind of spot dodge by changing into Getter 2. Vertical DP. Cross-ups. That looks like it might have been a command grab, but it led to a crumple state regardless. Counter hit. Changing into Getter 3. Mid-combo. Command grab. Mid-combo. Another guard point. Big jump in. Good corner carry. Counter hit anti-air, leading to full combo. Spinning lariat. Kind of a low crush there. Counter hit anti-air, leading to full combo. Okay, so for anybody that knows anything about fighting games, you'll see a lot of good stuff happening in there, right? That definitely looks like a legit traditional 2D fighting game with things that you would expect from a 2D fighting game, right? And like I said, this was the first thing I saw. It was an off-screen recording, so I had to look into this a little bit. I was thinking, how do I not know about this, right? I was thinking maybe it was something that just got announced. But no, this had actually been... This video is new, but this game had actually been announced for a while now. And looking into it, I learned that this is a spin-off of a mobile game that I had never heard about or cared about, but I don't really play mobile games outside of Tekken. So that's why I didn't know about it. But there's a mobile game called Iron Saga, and I'm assuming it's just some gacha game thing, right? And it is a game with its own original mecha, but apparently over the years, it's been getting all of these collabs with these well-known super robots, such as Getter Robo and Mazinger Z, right? And apparently they are able to bring those collab, I was going to say characters, but robots, they're able to somehow bring not only their original mecha designs into this spin-off game, but they're able to somehow also keep the collabs going into this game. So here's another video. This one was uploaded 10 months ago. This is how I know the game was not just announced during EVO, which is why I'm really upset that I didn't know about this until now, which is why I'm making this video in the first place, just to show other people, because I know if I didn't know about it, surely there are other people that would be interested in this sort of thing that also don't know about it. So this video is a bit longer because this is titled the Unit Showcase, so it goes over demonstrations of multiple characters. You can see here, I'm not going to show you everything in here because you guys can just watch the video for yourself. But you can see here, for example, Kaguya. This is an original mecha from Iron Saga. And you can see even their original characters look legit, right? Like what the mecha did right there was kind of like a move from Rugal from King of Fighters. That full screen carry on the grab. Waldstein also has something similar, but I'm pretty sure Rugal originated that type of move from King of Fighters. So obviously, I prefer the classic Super Robot designs such as Mazinger and Getter Robo. I think these original designs look okay, but they just look kind of busy. And not something that's so easily readable, not something that's so immediately readable such as Mazinger Z, but they still look pretty good, right? And of course, if these are from the people making the game, then they get to have their OCs in the game as well, because they are the ones making it. But I mostly just want to show you guys the well-known Super Robots, the guest characters in here. So here is Mazinger Z. Some kind of jab confirm. Anti-air. Rocket punchy. Some kind of super fly. I forget what that's called, but it's reminding me of Raiden from Mortal Kombat, right? In which he flies across the screen. Anti-air rocket punch. Dude, look at this sequence right here. The anti-air into the upwards rocket punch into that. And it's still not done. All these different rocket punches. He gets the ice beam. That's another thing that seems kind of similar to Mortal Kombat, weirdly enough. Wouldn't ever expect to see things from Mortal Kombat in a Super Robot fighting game of all things. But the way it freezes the ground reminds me of Sub-Zero. Dude, air combos. Jump in. Look at this. It starts like a Shin Shoryuken, right? This super right there, the double uppercuts. But then it goes into the photon beam instead. A bunch of rocket punchies. Kind of a lockdown super, right? Other big jump in. And look at this. When I first saw this stuff, I was thinking, okay, this looks a lot like Super Robot Wars, right? With all of the sprites kind of being chibi, and then when they do their super, they attain their normal proportions, but this is actually not being made by Bandai Namco. So as far as I can tell, it doesn't have anything to do with Super Robot Wars. It's being made by Gameduchy. And the only thing that they have, at least out of what I could find, was Iron Saga, the mobile game. But when you watch this, you can see that they obviously know their stuff when it comes to fighting games. So I wonder if they are somehow hiring fighting game players to help with the game. Because, for example, the League of Legends fighting game has Marvel vs. Capcom players helping on the dev team, right? So I'm wondering if it's a situation like that, or maybe the people at Gameduchy are just really big fighting game fans and they know exactly how to make one after playing them enough, right? Because this seems suspiciously good. I'll skip this one. Like I said, I want to show you guys the licensed ones mostly, and you guys can watch this video yourself later if you want to see the OCs. So here's Boss Robot, sort of a gag character, right, from Mazinger Z. And I think this might be the premier grappler, which has me excited. Big overhead. It's kind of a sumo headbutt. Look, an air grab. Big anti-air punch, an air lariat. Big jump in. That might be able to cross up. Launcher in the corner. Lariat. Actually, I don't even know if that's called a lariat, but it reminds me of a move from Hagar. I don't know if it's called a lariat when he has his hand over one fist, right? But you get what I mean. Good corner carry on that move. Big jump in. And he's not just some boring grappler archetype, right? Because look at this. He has some antics. He's sort of a setup character at the same time. He sets up this explosion, and then he rolls to the other side, and he might be able to make that ambiguous, right? Because if he were to press a button here, maybe he could time it so you don't know if the bomb is going to explode before or after he punches you. And then he gets a combo off of this, throwing junk. There's that spinning move again. Goes into a big command throw super. Cross up. Kind of a gag super because it hurts him as well. Or at least it knocks him away. And we have great Mazinger in here as well. So I already thought regular Mazinger Z was super exciting, but I'm even more excited for great Mazinger here because... Oh, this one seems a little louder. Great Mazinger here seems to be somewhat of a grappler, which is exciting for me because not only is a super robot fighting game already my dream game, but I usually play grappler characters. And like I said, Boss Robot seems to be the premier grappler, but if you watch the footage of this game, it seems as if a lot of characters have command grabs, which is really exciting for me because, like I said, I like playing grapplers, and usually there's only one grappler in the entire roster of a fighting game. Okay, look at this. An air-to-air grab. Sort of a Tatsu. That looked like a King of Fighters move when he flips upside down like that. That straight up looks like something from King of Fighters. Am I thinking of Kyo Kusanagi? Somebody can tell me in the comments if I have any fighting game people watching on this channel. I was a little torn if I wanted to upload this video to my fighting game channel or my mecha channel, but I decided I'm just going to upload it to my mecha channel because I don't get as many opportunities to upload on that channel as I do my fighting game channel. Big jump in with the sword. The boomerang. There's a command grab on the ground. Goes into Rust Hurricane. It's so cool when you can combo after a command grab. Full combo. So good. Thunder Break. Thunder Break's a super. Okay. And after Mephisto, we have Dan Kuga. So I'm not as familiar with Dan Kuga's source material as I am Mazinger Z, so I don't think I know the names of any of his attacks. So if you guys know more about Dan Kuga than me, please let me know if you catch any of the references to source material. Let me know in the comments. But we can see immediately he's in an Hobari pose. And look at this. Jab confirm. So, like I said, Great Mazinger seemed to be a bit of a grappler as well. And as you watch this Dan Kuga footage, he has some pretty nice command grabs also. He seems to be a pretty heavy hitter. There's an air grab. There's the command grab, spinning him around. They made him bigger than Mazinger. So maybe he's supposed to be more of a big body grappler than Great Mazinger was. Got the sword. Big hitboxes on the sword. Wall bounce. Man grab again. All these wall bounce combos. So cool looking. There's a command grab again. See, he has multiple different things he can do after the command grab. This really seems like a game in which you are allowed to combo after command grabs in general. Look at this super. Dude, like I said, I haven't even seen Dan Kuga, but I'm a Dan Kuga fan just after watching this. My one critique would be that some of these sound effects do not sound as impactful as they should. They don't really match the epicness of what's happening on screen. If you listen closely on some of these command grabs, when they hit the ground, it lacks a little bit of crunch. Let me see if I can find a specific example. Don't want to fanboy too hard here. I need to still give some critique. That sounds okay. right there. See, that sounds really underwhelming. When you do a command grab, you want to really hear some satisfying crunch at the end. So I'm sure they're still going to work on that, right? Because it does say work in progress, and this was 10 months ago. And it doesn't say that anymore on this, but obviously it's still a work in progress because it's not even out yet, right? So let me know what you guys think about this game. Literally, like I said, this is a dream game for me, and it kind of seems a little too good to be true because I've daydreamed multiple times about what you could do with a Super Robot Wars fighting game, because just imagine how stacked of a roster you could get, right? And while this isn't as good as that, right? It's not a full-on Super Robot Wars fighting game. It is still a Super Robot fighting game with multiple well-known Super Robot mechs fighting each other, plus the developer's own original mechs as well that I'm sure are cool once you get to know them, right? But obviously these guest characters are going to be what turns people's, what turned people's heads, and it definitely turned my head, right? So I just wanted to make this to let you guys know about it. Like I said, I was really upset that I didn't know about it yet, and now that it has my attention, I'm going to try to give you guys some regular updates. Also, if you were wondering if this actually is in fact a real fighting game, you can see here. I found this clip. I could only find off-screen recording of it, but you can see the HUD here, right? You can see the HP bars. You can see the bars for meter. Also, I read somewhere, I would pull it up in the video if I remember where I read it, but I can't seem to find it, but just take my word for it. I read somewhere that this game has sort of a loadout system. It sounded kind of reminiscent of the Groove system from CVS, or maybe also the variation system from Mortal Kombat X, in that you can take different things with you. So even if two people are playing the same character, it might not be a mirror match per se if you guys have two different loadouts. So I'm curious what that entails. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to try to keep a close eye on this game now that it has my attention. And if there's any kind of significant update, I will try to cover that as well. Whiffing the super. So anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. And let me know what you think. And I will see all of you guys later. So bye for now.